Groundhog Day hop. I did a page last year for this, and so then I am hopping along this year. So my original inspiration was this page I did from 2013, and the page I did last year was this one. So I took the original page with the circle with the little enamel dot, the square mat on top of it, and I used that as my inspiration for this page. And now we are going to hop along and use this page as inspiration to continue our Groundhog Day hop. So when I looked through the items and just trying to decide what I wanted to do, I have just gotten Discover and Create. And in Discover and Create is this paper right here with this really cool circle. It has two distinct colors with kind of a line going through the middle. And I saw this and I said, hey, that's kind of already enough of similar that if I were to just use this page, it would almost be a hop of this situation. So I really liked that. And then I pulled out some things that kind of go with it. Because it's Discover and Create, I really wanted to do something that was about creative or creation. And so I believe what I'm going to end up doing is the story of us going to the animation experience at Disney and doing these beautiful drawings of Nala. And that's where I'm going to get started. So I will put a version of this up on the screen. I will put you on fast forward, and then we will see where we end up. Let's go. Hey, everyone. Welcome. I am working on this particular page. You guys saw the page that is the inspiration up there in the upper right-hand corner. So I'm trimming up the photos, and I'm deciding how I want to lay it out. And then as I'm looking at this, I realized although it's a cross-stitching kind of frame, and I thought I'd use the whole page, what I really want is to cut that circle out and put it on the other circle page, which is kind of what it had on the picture that I have there of Belle playing the game, which was a circle in a busy back. So I end up cutting it out. I cut off the item that makes it obviously a quilting frame, and then we're going to go from there. Sometimes, you change your mind. I still love that circle, and I still wanted it, but I didn't necessarily need it to look like a cross-stitch frame or quilting frame, whatever it was. So I am putting these on a navy background and using that. There's some navy and some yellow. You'll see I have those two different solid colors there for use. I thought maybe I'd frame out the page. I ended up not doing that. So here I am laying these out. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. And then I'm looking at this. I really do. One of the things that I liked from the original photo or from original layout and from this layout is that vertical kind of or horizontal anchoring line. So I did it with ribbon this time, or last time. This time I'm going to do it with paper. And to kind of keep the circle theme, I am going to have the scallop punch. I got the scallop punch from my little scrapbook store. I don't know if it has any more of them, but I just really recommend getting yourself a good scallop punch. So I put that down as kind of an anchoring line, and then I'm going to cut some of the yellow use, and then I flip over that particular branding strip, and it's perfect. It's got the circles on it. So I'm going to recreate the horizontal line using those, kind of grounds the whole page, and that is how we're going to get started. I'm inking the edges with my favorite Scorched Ember, and we're going to keep going. I hope you've enjoyed this idea. This is my second year doing Groundhog Day. I know some people have done it for 4 years, but I think it's super fun to take a layout of yourself. And so this would be my year 2. I can't wait to see how I take this layout. And it's not that I'm forgetting the original layout, that it's that I am now kind of using the inspiration from the secondary inspiration, right? So it's kind of fun to do that. I am enjoying the fact that it gets to evolve. The page gets to evolve over the years, which is fun to see. So I'm going to put that down, that circle down. I end up really liking this part of the layout. I love this paper, this Discover and Create, and this is the main part. Now, the because it does have those hatch mark lines of cross-stitching paper, I really had to just rotate it to where they were straight on. Ended up then, those cross hatches gave me a great way to lay out my photos to make sure they were lined up correctly. So everything just kind of worked out. I'm now going to move on to do my title. Now, because it was Discover and Create, I knew the word create was in here somewhere. So I knew I wanted that to be there. But I didn't know exactly how I wanted create to be, so I'm going to end up moving that in a second. But it also has a pencil, which is totally appropriate, and had loved this. So those are the things I'm going to use. I'm going to look through the other and look for other kind of stickers. I use that one right there, and I think that's all I end up using. And then I'm going to move to the die cuts that I picked out. So this one says every picture tells a story, which I think is totally appropriate. Then they had this one of a hand painting, and it's kind of weird. And I thought to myself, when am I ever going to be able to use that? This is the most appropriate one that I can use it on. So I thought what I would do is have the hand painting the 3 flowers. And I just didn't like the leaves on this blue flower, and so I cut them off. Ends up I could have just tucked them under the orange, but I felt better cutting them off. Sometimes you got to do that. But having this cute little hand painting those flowers, I thought was totally appropriate for this layout. I'm going to pop up that white flower there. And I know that this is the only time I would have used that hand. There is no other time in my scrapbooking that I would have used that. So then I have this other die cut that says Happy Time. So I want the title to be Create Happy Time. So I'm going to move the create up and then add the Happy Time down there, and that is perfect. I've added the little artistic paint palette up there. So this Discover and Create goes perfect with these pictures. I debate about whether or not I'm going to put something in the upper left-hand corner. Like I'm saying here, I'm showing you I've got a diagonal line of embellishment, but what I was missing is on both layouts, I had around the circle either enamel dots or I used Nuvo drops on the latest one. So I took some of the enamel dots or the sticker sheet that had little gold and heart circles, and I did that. Now I'm debating whether or not to put anything up in the upper left. I also added the journal box, which is what you'll see I have on the layout of Belle there. Journal box is super important. So I've added that to this. So you'll see all of that. And I think pretty soon, what you're going to see is I add, yep, there it is, the one of a kind. And that kind of completes the layout. I hope you've enjoyed this. I will see you next time. So I feel like I did a pretty good job of replicating the scraplifting myself. So I did have, from this layout, I had the circle element, I had the photo collage, and then I had kind of the line with the title and some journaling. So I've done that again. I've got the line. I did put the title up here. It's a little bit different. But I do have the photo, the circle element, and then I'm going to put the journaling there. A little bit of a diagonal embellishment that I've got going on here, a little sprinkling of diagonal embellishment. It's pretty good scraplifting that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm just going to add the journaling over here, and then I will be done. Thank you so much for coming back for Groundhog Day, and I look forward to seeing you again next year on another one when I lift this layout. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.